So you've been in a car accident, car's bent, neck stiff, not your fault, yeah? Let me guess, you're thinking, I'll sort it later. Later gets people screwed. You've got 30 days. No doctor, no claim, no money. You wait too long, it's gone, like it never happened, and no one's chasing it for you.
Now you know you're against the clock and you're about to lose that payday. What do you do about it? You go to Case Connect, you get qualified in 30 seconds. No stress, no phone calls, just answers.
Right, time to talk money, cash, pesos, dollars. Case Connect uses AI to get you 5 to 12 times more than the standard payout. Standard payout, 8 grand. Case Connect, 72. Now that is the difference between waiting and winning. All right, son, you got all the details. You don't want to miss out. What you waiting for? Click the link, get qualified, get paid.
Oh, before you run off, did I mention you get your payout in weeks instead of months or years? Yeah, that's the important one.
Case Connect, Case Connect. Get the link down below and get paid a check. Case Connect, Case Connect. See how much you can get in 30 seconds or less.
Oh, come on. Short sellers, man. Let's get one victory here for the day and then take it down. And then you can have it. Give us one move here. We're begging. Imagine we're having to beg for momentum on this one. Yeah. Well, yes. That there. I'm adding. I don't care. I'm adding. Chasing it and I'm adding. Take me to 350. Take me to 350. Cover your shares, please. Ah, holy smokes. This is our destiny, brother. Big Steve. All of the patience there paying off for a small win. Granted, at a point, it's like you have zero expectation, so you don't even, taking sides even there is hard to do. The key is for us to hold over high 90s. It's like what I want is like I don't see it, like I want something more here out of this sweet dip, but it's like it doesn't freaking want to drop. We need short sellers to feel real pain. I have this stock going to 350. That's my call out here. $350 is the back of the mind target, which means diamond hands. I'm risking 150 here in this particular trade to make 600. Diamond hands, like I've never had diamond hands before. We must hold like our life depends on it. Unless it does something stupid, right? Because that can happen. Everything is telling me 350. My intuition is kicking in here. So I'm going to hold like my life depends on it and not cut this trade unless it stops me out. Come on, give me something to celebrate here. Give me something to smile about over the next 5 minutes. Diamond hands. Diamond hands. $24. Do I hear 30? Ah, you son of a gun. Where's the move, brother? Fly. Yes, there it is. 25. Fly, fly. Show us the afterburners. Boost. Nitro. Fast and the Furious. Show me the skyline. Damn, what's that car called again? I need to see some Dom Toretto action here. Some boosting. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Our key is to hold high to mid 90s here. High to mid 90s is the key. We haven't seen a hyper scalping stock yet today.
Lemonade Pet Insurance can save you up to 90% on vet bills. That can add up to thousands of dollars a year.
Kind of zoning out. I gotta keep paying attention here for potential ad. Fast and the Furious. Too fast, too furious. Man, this is definitely no hyper scalping, that's for sure. Unless this goes below 95, I'm not selling it. But I have to be careful about taking size there and it failing. Like if I buy aggressively, like 99, 98, 97, 96, and then it actually does drop is where I could lose money. So I just have to watch out for that. And other than that, like I'm still just looking to just hold this pretty much all day unless it stops me out. So my position is a smaller 876 shares and just kind of waiting here to see what it does. I still think it's pretty bullish. We have the gap all the way up to 96. Can we at least see 40, 50? If we're lucky, maybe 60, 70. But, you know, I'm at least thinking 40, 50 here. After breaking over such a big resistance at $2.99. And once we get to the place where we can take the size in the early trades, that's gonna be it, bro. That's the only thing I'm seeing that's hindering me right now. You know, execution stuff will always happen from time to time, but the key is just, you know, slowly and steadily just working on that issue to get better. Here's a retest of the highs at 24. Will we see a new high here? $20,000 share buyer coming in. There's a new high 30. Show me 35, 40. Where are those bulls, KB? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like we know we can. 50, 50, 50. Bro, come on, man. KB is alive and well. I'm actually very interested in taking the next pullback. We got a high of 39, but granted, we did open up a little bit there, so got to be careful as to where we might drop. I have no idea. Kind of have to manage it as it goes. But looking to be patient nevertheless. Man. $42, 50, 50, 50, 50, please. It's actually met my expectations. The pre-market high though is at 96. So it could keep going, but it's hard to say if we will. We kind of just have to use our best discretion here as we go. Nobody knows how high it'll go or how low it'll go if it does pull back here. We kind of have to use our best discretion. We might get the pullback here if we're lucky. If not, it might just keep going. There's 50. And it's a great trade, no doubt. So being that we could go to 96, the stock has met my expectation. Will it beat my expectation now is the next question. I'm willing to find out with size. Well, not with size, but like a good trade here if we get another entry. Bro, I'm feeling like Ross Cameron right now, man. I'm up 50 cents in a trade on my last couple of shares here. Holy smokes, dude, it's just going. It's going up too much actually, like, which means like when the pullback comes, it's probably going to be done. I'm out my last 3 shares there at 57, and there's no. Oh, holy smokes, damn, still going. There's no way of knowing how high it's going to go here. Again, it hasn't pulled back in so long. It hasn't pulled back since 328, if you ask me. So it's hard to say where that dip is going to be when it does come. And we're closer to 96 now. It's like almost filled the gap here pretty much. So do I have another entry? Probably not. it needs to it needs to pull back at least right here, like without going higher, you know. What are the odds we get such a big move and it holds tightly, you know? It happens, but you know, it's hard to trust it. Like if we like sometimes we get this type of move from 30 to 70 and then we pull back 8 cents. And it's like you're thinking in your mind there's no way it's going to hold up 360 and then it does and you know you're not in. Yeah, it's just going all the way here. The only thing I could have done better there was again to just be in with more size. That's about it. Right now it's just way too extended to be back in again. It's too risky after such a big move without a red candle. Now anything could happen, especially that we've like closed in on like filling the gap. If I could go short, I wouldn't be short. I think it's just too risky. There's no hyper scalping, right? Just holding for an eternity with diamond hands. Notice the volume here is higher coming down than our move going up. Could be trouble. The new year, we should have no excuse into this new year. No broker excuse, no strategy excuse. It's just gonna come down to the mental game of myself versus me versus myself. And can I come in every day and win the battle of the mental mind? What we've seen in these last 2 weeks, there's no excuse of not being able to do what needs to be done on the hyper scalping stocks. Like it's a complete failure to not have flipped the switch and be confident in taking those trades. So what we can do moving forward is to look forward to the challenge of being better in those exact situations. The days are going to come again where a stock is halted up and we have to just take the trades we know and love in those situations that we've done for years. We have to just buy into that mindset of going for it, and keep working on also, you know, being in more aggressively earlier in the moves now on these slower moving stocks. Once we can master those two things there, we should be seeing green every day, almost all the time, every day. There's nothing that's telling me that we shouldn't, right? Especially if we're starting off slow, making sure that we're trading the strong stock. That's going to be the biggest key, is to just making sure we're trading the strong stock. That way, you know, we're not being aggressive on something that's going nowhere, but instead, you know, waiting patiently for the strongest opportunities of the day. And then in a situation like this, where we're in right now, if the move is done or too extended to where we don't have a good setup, we just stay on the sidelines. So just have to keep working on the mental mind. The biggest thing for me right now, after, you know, so much time of like not seeing nice sweet days every day, having some hesitation in my mind when I'm stepping up to the plate, which is causing me to fumble some days and some moves. So have to continue to work on eliminating and erasing any doubt and just follow the intuition every time, all the time, quickly. Cutting the trades that are not working, being in on a key setup that looks good and not hesitating. Hesitation is going to kill us every time. So we have to slay those demons and just keep making progress one day at a time, slowly and steadily. And we're going to continue to be more refined over time, slowly and steadily, more refined. And then we're going to see a good year. We're going to see a good year because we're putting into work. We're going to put in even more work. And that's just the nature of things. We're going to be rewarded for the discipline and the patience. I just held the trade for 10 minutes, which I never did in my life, So that has to mean something. In fact, I was in there from 33 to 48. That's 15 minutes total from my first position to my last position. It's definitely not hyper scalping in that type of trade there. So there's some progress to at least be happy about in terms of being able to hold a position. But I'm going to take the gains off the table. It looks like the stock is still holding up here for those of you who might, still be looking at some trades. 36 lows, highs of this range here, about 60. If it's able to get through 60, then there's maybe a chance it goes up to 70, 75, and 80 and retest those pre-market highs. So there's still some opportunities here perhaps, but I'm going to lock it in. We've had 2 rougher days to start the week, so, kind of building back here. And, when we have the days where there's a slower moving stock and a hot stock, we're going to have to do a better job flipping the switch, man. That is going to be mandatory for us to do well. But, taking the small victory here. I don't think people are short yet in this move. In terms of like new short sellers, maybe some people might be going short right here, but I don't think it's a lot of people. So if it's going to go, it's going to be mostly just, new traders buying the lows and like adding to positions from being in even lower.
Build a website you love with Wix, where your words create your brand, your opportunity, your breakthrough. Feeling a vibe? Run with it. From can't look away to gotta have it. Make every detail yours. Bring out what's hot. Remove what's not. Crystallize it. Instantly set a tone that speaks in your voice to your audience. Keep moving. Your site grows with you. Add solutions that meet you where you are and take you where you want to go. Smooth to make, easy to love.
It's this hyper scalper in us that just, it's like you're having to rewire your brain, It's why it's kind of so tricky, because what could get us out of a trade in the past is so simple, right? Literally some selling hitting the tape can get us out of a position immediately. Versus now it's like, if I'm in at 310 and my stop is at 95 and I'm risking 15 cents looking to add more to the position, I should never be out unless the stock is below 95. But far too often, I still also have that issue where I'm in at 308, 305, 310, and the stock goes to 304 and I'm selling, and we never broke below the actual low of the support. And it's like, why am I doing this? Why? Is that hyper scalper inside of us like forcing us to get out of the trade early, thinking it's going to just go all the way down, It's like, hey, just save yourself the additional 6, 7, 8 cents in this trade and just cut it now. But it's not the right approach here because the stock does not look weak or unattractive unless we break down that level. So jumping out early, we're doing ourselves a disservice, and it happens far too often to a lot of us who are especially trying to make the transition to holding longer in the trades. You know, some people used to say like it looks like this guy is trading like he's afraid, right? With hyperscalping, but that's kind of how the strategy was. Like the moment we go up and we hit some sort of ceiling, we're back out, and if we get through that ceiling, then we're back in for an additional push. Or the moment that we're in and it's not going, that alone is the stop instead of even waiting for it to like maybe hit a break even or like a particular price. Hey, I'm in on this dip. I'm looking for a quick bounce. It didn't go in 3 seconds. I'm back out. Which is, you know, for some people, it's kind of ludicrous, right? I mean, does sound kind of crazy saying it, but, you know, it's the strategy that was printing here for the chat room. Millions of dollars generated. And maybe at least 100 lives changed, you know? It's coming down here below 336. Perhaps it's going to pull back some more. All right, for those of you going the distance, continue to be disciplined, continue to be patient, continue to follow your strategy and trade the best A quality setups. Today, it's a successful day, another step in the right direction after a rough start to the week. You know, we're still looking to push ourselves to be better. You know, I keep saying to the audience that for me, it's not about the money right now. Like financially, I don't have any worries. What does worry me is when I don't perform to the best of my abilities. And even today, at some point, like, you know, if you're watching at my face gesture, you'll see it like in the first stock that I traded, ATHA. I thought I should have been up over 1,000 on that stock. And at some point, I started to kind of beat myself up a little bit, like how many times is it gonna take to just do what I know I'm supposed to do? You know, I can see it so clearly. It's there, and if I can see it in my mind, I can hold it in my hands. But it comes down to executing, right? So there'll be a few gestures of like, you know, putting the hand on the forehead and maybe like even the rolling of the eyes. But throughout all of it, I'm making sure not to go over a limit. Like there's a limit to the frustration that I can allow myself to have. But even then, we need to even cut down on that because even that is a distraction towards future opportunities, you know. So that is like another small mental thing that I can keep working on to be better. Hey, when you do have some hardship or some mistakes, just try not to get into your own head, you know? In those moments, it's like I can't stop thinking about what I should have been